Hello, gaming tankers. Before we get into the informational aspect of this video, let's begin with the tanker's prayer. Dang Jeebus, grant me the strength to accept the things I cannot change. For wargaming makes the rules, so warming can break the rules. Here we have, shockingly, a somewhat informational video compared to some of my other videos. And here we are on Serene Coast in the NM116. And I'm taking up the usual sniper spot and doing a great job of shooting hills. Yep, gonna have one of those starts. Hey, you mean, you never know when the enemy tank's just gonna pop out from behind a rock. So I wasn't entirely wrong to try. Now, this whole video is basically going to be about the importance of conserving your hit points. And if you like stealing victory from the clutches of defeat, like and subscribe, because that's really what happens in every one of these clips. And it was kind of shocking. Sometimes there was teamwork, which is great. Sometimes there was luck, skill, r.n.g, you never know. Now, as you can tell, somewhat here, the NM116 I have is set up from back in the early days of when I started playing the Cold War mode, and it doesn't have Sixth Sense. So I'm basically being like, I see the little exclamation, I'm like, oh, someone's looking at me. That's not good. And that is only slightly terrifying. What helps here is the slow progression of both teams. I keep moving forward, trying my best to remain undetected, which is why I pop smoke. You have to be careful when you do that, because sometimes you may block your own team from having a clear shot, and that can actually help the enemy. And that's sometimes where I'm trying to be more careful. Oh, and obviously these clips will be from quite a little while ago. Obviously before the T80 line came in. Might even be before the arming distance on the ATGMs came in. This was in the library. Unfortunately, this video has been in the pipeline for a little while. Kind of got pushed down. Here I am. I'm making sure to be along the ridge lines and not staying too exposed for too long. Obviously, if I had Sixth Sense, that might help. And here I am running into the minor, if you will, for the NM116, and that is good penetration, almost 300 millimeters of penetration. Not quite. It's acceptable, but it's like the damage. If I remember off the top, you're in the ballpark of like 220. Something like that. It's one of those tanks. It's a 90 millimeter boom snout that does a great job of hitting the target, but whittling away at the health bar, which is where you run into the issue of running out of ammo. I'm down to 7 standard rounds, and this is why I don't carry HE, which I would love to use on all those fat-headed FB4005s, but yeah. When you kind of hopefully high roll for maybe a little over 300 damage, that's not good. This is where the NM116 totally becomes a support tank. You detect, you track, you do some damage, you distract the enemy, but it's one of those things of like just not seeing those consistent high roll numbers. You're seeing those 200s. It is frustrating, so that's why with a tank like this you really need to keep it back. Now you point out the disaster, it's 4v9. We're not doing well. Our base is being captured. It's hard for us to move out from this little, well, not quite a peninsula, but we have to make a decision here. We are kind of surrounded. Do we want to lose to cap? Do we want to try to go out with blazing glory? I don't know about that, but mostly the main thing is here, just keep finding enemies that have been detected. Obviously, with their number advantage, they will start pushing and trying to take advantage of their numbers. And lo and behold, thank you, True Vision, I've found a Conway. That's also a nasty tank destroyer to still have alive. And obviously, you definitely want to take on LP 4005. And as you can see, I'm now hitting my shots, but the damage just isn't coming in, except for that house just needed to go, it was in the way. And you have, it's hard to say, like, how do you conserve your hit points? By, well, hiding, but at the same time, if you hide back too far, you get nothing done. So having the advantage of this premium TD, and yes, I do kind of apologize, all the tanks featured in this video will be premiums. It's just how it is. You know, Wargaming has, over the past 2-3 years, been really ramping up the output of premium tanks, so it's, and hey, a lot of the times when you got tank lines around, you need the silver. So here I am now, just making sure I don't get detected, but I can help pop out and take shots at tanks that have been detected, that are engaging with my team, therefore hopefully helping them before they get taken out. And I'm just keep moving back and forth. I don't sit still. That's not good, especially as, thankfully the FP 4005s are gone. But here, as I was saying about popping smoke, I think I was okay, but with my team sort of coming around the corner, like, oh, did I just maybe block their shot from seeing the tank chasing me? Either way, we have the M48 up there. We have 2 M48s and a T-34, and now it's more of, we just need to, okay, the boom sound on the M16. It does that. You just lock on and shoot, and as long as the enemy isn't moving, you're probably gonna hit. And look at that, I aimed the shot and I hit the tracks. Oh, that Wargaming r.n.g. almost got over 300 on that hit. They're hiding. We're grouped up here, which it definitely helps with concentrated fire, but if we get trapped here again, kind of push, because if we have to cross open ground to escape, we're sitting ducks. But now we have a T-34 here, and this is where I sort of get a moment of genius here. My name. I just kind of noticed as I'd locked on, there was just a peak of red, and I shot and hit dirt, but it was more one of those, oh, the terrain just allows me just to get just enough over the edge to where the T-34 can't get a hit on me, but I can on its cupola, and I took it and helped. Now, we're coming up to the end of the match. This could be make or break. My health points now allow me to make the decision of, especially now with the fact that my fellow teammate before this fight just took out the other M48. It's like, now this is a full M48, but it's more of, I still have the health points where I can take a hit and just start having them distracted. And here we go, we start doing the death circle. I can take the hits because my team can now move up. It's teamwork, baby. And that's that. Hope you enjoyed that clip. And I will see you in the next one. Here we are in Siegfried Line, a map I'm really not thrilled to have in Air 2. Really don't like in Air 3. And also in this match, you're about to see that at this time of the recording of this clip, I was having some internet issues, which is why I just decided to give my Object 934 a bath. And on this tank, it's not a bad tank. It's not a good tank. A lot of the dual weapon system light tanks have definitely replaced it as the go-tos. But thankfully, it has a 65% silver boost and ATGMs, which sort of help. It's a shallow tank, or it's not a very tall tank, but it's long and just fast enough, but not a small target. And here, I'm torn. I'm going out in the fields to use my ATGMs and hope to just catch anyone out. But at the same time, I'm not going in the city and brawling this thing. There's no armor, and it's big. So anyone with HG or hash, especially if it's a higher penetration, yeah, I will be gone very quickly. And if any of you eagle-eyed viewers just watched that ATGM fly out from the right side of my turret, I didn't realize that had happened until I watched the replay, because I realized, wait, I fired an ATGM, there's no smoke. Yeah, just because you see that angle. I don't know if it was the internet, server lag, or whatever, but it's like, that did not come straight out of my boom snout there. Oh, this game is totally functioning fine at 10 years old. Anyway, with this match, I was not comfortable. Siegfried Line is not always a friendly map to light tanks. So this was more of where I hold back, and yeah, as you'll see, I let my team do most of the work. I try to help, I do what I can, and that's the best I can do. And it's like, just keep them spotted and I'll do what I can. Just don't sit still. Here, just barely get that ATGM right over the hill and into the turret of just the side of that cupola on very tippy top of that T-72's turret. Like, oh, almost a pixel shot on that one. But this is gonna be a slow start. A lot of misses. I'm now out of ATGMs. I do think the 934 could do with maybe 2 more ATGMs. It's an old tank. This is one of the earliest premium things for Cold War, and it's sort of shown its age. It's definitely been upstaged by several other newer tanks, but it's one of those things of, if you get the Sheridan, yeah, then the only thing this has is the 65% silver boost. Because the Sheridan, yeah, that HE may not always pen, but when it high rolls for 1,000 damage, it's almost as good as slamming in an ATGM. And that also has really good shillelaghs. They're one of the faster ATGMs, but not the fastest. But yeah, also the Sheridan is a little slower than the 934 here, but as you see later on, excellent driving there. I actually did remember that and being like, I was really scared of getting stuck there. The Sheridan, if you go, if it's one of the heavier light tanks, so when it rams the 934, it hurts. Yes, don't ram Sheridans if you're in a light tank. Just don't. And speaking of the Sheridan, yeah, we'll have these moments here. It's like I aim the shot, drop slow, snap the shot in as I'm backing up, and the other enemy tank's backing up. I think that'll happen here in a bit with a Benrus or something, and it goes straight in. Eh. Oh, that r.n.g. Now I'm pretty much thinking we're toast. I know there's the enemies coming from our base because of the capture. We are almost surrounded on. We're surrounded on 2 sides, almost 3, probably 3, because I know there's probably a light tank we haven't detected moving in. And we're in a bowl. I have no gun depression, so I'm in a tank where I do have to expose quite a bit just to go over. I was not looking happy. Barely scraped up to 2,000 damage, but it's like, wait a minute. Oh, it's now 3v4. And then there's 2 Sheridans charging it. I pop smoke because at least I know where there's some tanks that I don't want them. If they get on the hill, I still don't want them out of view. So, oh, thankfully that was not a full contact collision because I don't think I would have done well in that respects. So, 2 cocky Sheridans charged in, probably assuming, and there goes the internet again. So, whoa, okay, we're back. For all I know, that just saves my bacon. Comment down below. Was it r.n.g or just really bad internet that made me into the great player that was needed for this match? Oh. Listen, this one is not, there's no great taking, but it's just kind of like, well, this took a turn. So we're on to the Blitz Panzer. Again, there's another tank. I'm like, don't look at me. Don't look at me. That's right. You focus on them. I'll just put rounds into you and keep putting rounds into you. Aim the shot, track them. Fine with that. Just don't move. Perfect. And we finish them off. Oh, not a lot of skill. Certainly a lot of luck. And the next match, however, well, there's luck. Not a lot of brains. Now here we are on Nomenon, a map that can be, it can go a lot of ways. It can be annoying, but here we are in the TCM AGS. And this is probably one of the, in my opinion, worst light tanks in Era 3. Yes, we've gone from Era 1, 2, and now 3. As you can see, I'm still reloading here. Got myself some Rattlehead as a commander, so at least I can see the enemy moving around, but I haven't yet detected them. There's a Jaguar moving up, giving me some sort of support, trying to get in position to lay an ambush. But ultimately, we're just waiting, seeing what the enemy team does. Hopefully, I'm hoping some teammates, or excuse me, some of the enemy team will go out in the open so I can at least shoot at them. But that doesn't necessarily happen in that case. We're kind of overexposing ourselves and being very aware of that while we're bouncing. Yeah, this is now running into the issue of 105mm boom snouts in Era 3 sucking, unlike their counterparts in Era 2, which are really good. Gotta love that MBT armor. Well, the enemy's moved around enough. We're getting into position. We're at least seeing something to shoot at. Wasting shots, sadly. And when you have a boom snout that, if it might pen, but it might not do a lot of damage, yeah, you kind of don't want to waste shots like that, especially if you're not guaranteed to pen. Auto locking there on the BMP3. Thankfully, that's a fat target, and it's, yeah, r.n.g decided, yeah, auto locking on that time was a smart move. That doesn't always happen. So, there's the T4 Terminator. And, like I said, we're taking up position at this hill. Kind of a standard position right now. And I guess we just kind of had the benefit so far of a semi-aggressive enemy team, kind of willing to be more of a lone wolf YOLO type attack here, which is working in our advantage. And you're wondering, this doesn't seem to be like the previous two matches where it definitely looked like you were supposed to. Yes, this is a match where at the midpoint things slow down and turn. And that's what kind of caught me off guard when I was originally playing this, because it was like, oh, we're winning. I'm not gonna be careful with my ammo. That's the thing. Conserving my hit points, yes, because in Era 3 it doesn't take many shots from any MBT before it's like, I've got no health. Oh, yes, from afar, bringing the pain, weirdly enough, being very suddenly concerned that there's an M3A2 just possibly looking at me. And I'm just whiffing these shots. So, not exactly where I want to be, but I need to be in a sniping position, but distance with some of these smaller tanks is not your friend. At least I don't have an ATGM that travels a great distance, that takes a while to get across the map, but In all honesty, if there was a mercenary tank that had the TCM AGS boom snout along with an ATGM launcher, okay, you know, make it a slower firing Beglitzpanzer style. I could see it being questionably OP. I don't know what they would use for the hull, but maybe a hull medium tank? I don't know, something to think about. Here we are. We are taking on this M1. Doing something, but not enough. And also, something I realized, you know, looking back and also towards the end of this match when I was first playing it, I'm not keeping track of my ammo. Not at all. I'm just throwing out shots there without the whole, I'm doing most of the damage and not getting any of the support, which means when you have the smaller caliber and the smaller damage, yeah, it's like, I put 3 shots into tanks, did damage, like, yeah, but it was small numbers, so that's a lot of ammo going downrange, and nothing, bigger picture, nothing really coming other than you just dumping rounds into different targets, or maybe just one target, and not securing the kill, you know? But suddenly now I'm realizing that as I'm running away, because my position is now compromised, oh, it's no longer a guaranteed victory. Something happened where a couple of my teammates maybe got a little stupid. r.n.g suddenly switched and decided that they should suffer some high r.n.g incoming rounds. So now it's 4-5. Well, 4-4. Now I'm kind of panicking. I do have my hit points, and I do know at this stage no one's going to have a full health bar, except for me, probably. So, great. 3-2. Alright, this is a doable numbers. As long as nothing bad happens to the rest of my team. Just move, keep an eye on the enemies that you can see. Don't get too far out there. Lucky shot on that T-72B. Found that little gap between the RA. And, okay, 2-1. Not great. Not bad. It's 2 light tanks versus a T-72B. I put a round in. Look. Alright, even with the hull patch, just 1, maybe 2 shots. That's it. Oh, almost where that ran. Alright. Okay. It's just me. T-72 is a 1 shot. This is where it all gets stupid. I auto-lock for the majority. I'm trying to aim, but the angle's all wrong apparently. This shot I kind of feel was an r.n.g because I feel like that could have gone in. Here we are, and we're on a reload. A reload, as I mentioned earlier, I wasn't keeping track of how many rounds I had, means that in 14 seconds, I'm going to be very cocky going in. I'm doing the smart maneuver here. I'm circling around, but I'm going up the hill. I'm putting the hill between us, because I know the T-72 is not going to get up the hill very fast, so that, if they do chase me, that'll slow them down. They don't, but I still have health points. They're still kind of just sitting there, and 1 miss. And 2, I'm now aiming, oh wait, I'm on a reload. Wow, when this happened, I was like, what is going on here? I was like, oh, I'm loading the premium now. I ran out of ammo. That was some really poor planning on my part. So, now victory isn't assured. And better... Hey, the premium rounds, maybe a little bit of penetration, maybe a little better velocity, but, yeah. It's like, please don't load any ATGMs or maybe HE, but thankfully, using hills, I was able to get around. So, comment down below. Was it luck, skill, or r.n.g that helped secure these victories? Either way, we won. Hope you keep your tracks on the ground. r.n.g's in your favor. I'll catch you in the next one. Remember to like and subscribe. Bye.